out to KS. I wanted to share this particular video because, for me, this is where, I started as far as this content related to, red pill and all this kind of stuff. It started with Kevin Samuels. And so I just wanted to bring it back and to just share him again, because, all of these talking points that most people have, at least as far as I can recall, for myself, I would say it stemmed from Kevin Samuels for me. And I know there were people who were talking about this way before Kevin. He even admitted that, but that's kind of where I started relating to the stuff that he was saying, because it sounded familiar. And it was stuff that I had witnessed in my own family. And I just couldn't believe that there was a dude out here actually pointing it out. And so it was just astounding to me. And that's what kind of prompted me to start talking, because I'm like, wait a minute, he's speaking a lot of truth. So that's how it all started. So I like to bring it back. I like to kind of, bring him back into the fold, because that's where it all started, just to give, homage or whatever, to him, because his everything he said, we see it happening. We see it unfolding. He was not lying. I'm just saying. So that's what this was going to be about. Make sure you guys chime in the comments, chat. Also support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App. Definitely that helps to support the channel. All I ask is for at least $5 Super Chat to support the channel, you guys. That will definitely help out. And also hit the like button as well. That also helps the channel out as well. And it is free to hit the like button. So make sure y'all are hitting the like button. All right. So we're going to hop into this, and I have another clip I want to share with y'all as well, because, there's always some foolery going on social media. So I'm going to share it as well, and then we're going to wrap this up, and definitely chime in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. All right.
Hi.
All right. Thank God.
I'm so sorry.
All right. So you're 44.
Yes, I am 44, and I do agree with a lot of the comments that you've made tonight.
But
so I will say that I have been slightly opinionated in
you married?
I'm sorry?
Are you married?
No, I'm not married. That's part of the reason why I'm on the show right now.
All right. You have any children?
No kids. Mm-mm.
You got a PhD?
I'm a PhD.
No PhD. I work in government, in politics.
Dog or cat?
Neither.
Gerbil, fish, what?
Nieces and nephews?
Okay, those don't count as yours, but go ahead. You don't have any kids?
No kids. But I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I will say that. And my work has prevented me from dating the way that I really probably should have up to this point. Being in politics, being in government is 24/7. And at this stage of my life, I am realizing that it's time for me to invest in my personal relationships.
What does that mean?
And just trying to figure out how to find that quality man.
What does that mean?
It's interesting, and I talk about this in several other videos, how women, they want a quality man when they're ready. They don't see that as a priority when they're younger. We're always talking about the best times. Even doctors recommend the best time for women to have children is in their 20s. That's your best time. That's your most fertile, most, safest, usually the time when you're the most fertile, for sure. In your 20s, they even recommend in your 20s is the best time for you to look. Listen, if you want 1, 2, 3 kids, pop them out. I would even recommend that, because if you want more than one, I would always recommend, have them back to back, in my opinion, because you get them out the way. They grow up together, and you can go on and do other things. Don't, wait so far, and then your body is, ready and in that position to do that. It's always better, in my opinion, if you can, to start your family when you're younger, because you're the most fertile, you're most healthiest for the most part. And, it's just the best time. Even doctors recommend it. So why wouldn't that be the time to focus on, and prioritize a husband and a family younger? Because that's the best time to do it, versus waiting till your mid 30s, 40s, when things start to kind of go downhill. Not saying that you could have children at that age, but it's a more risk or more chance of complications is all I'm saying. And the doctors, even after 35, you're considered high risk pregnancy. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying that, but they always want these great and good men when they get older. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
Personal relationships. What does that mean? Abigail, if you're not going to get on the camera, you can't be here. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce you because you covered your camera. Go ahead. What's that quality man mean?
I've dated high value men in the past that have been slightly oppressive. And for me at this stage of my life, I really am looking for a man with high character, a man who deeply respects Black women and the experiences.
Why does he have to respect you?
Because I've been through a lot in my life.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit you've been through in your life? That's your problem.
That's true.
Have you been to counseling?
I have.
Yeah, and I think when he used to say that, it's because they don't really give a shit what if men went through something. Whatever men went through, it's like, oh, toughen it up. It's life. If whatever you went through, oh well, you're a grown man, handle it. So why should it matter what you went through? When everybody go through stuff. So what makes what you went through any different? Why should he, you know what I'm saying? Why does that matter? When it don't matter when it's a man. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
Mm-hmm.
And are you still in counseling?
No. Mm-mm.
So then you should have a clean bill of mental health.
I feel like I do.
So I'm going to challenge, why should anybody have to respect you based upon all the stuff you've been through in your life if it's not an issue anymore?
Right.
Because I do think that my experiences, they still mean something to how I operate.
They mean you're going to die alone.
Really? Mr. Samuels?
Yeah, because when you ladies come in talking this silliness, with this entitled that people need to respect you, you earn a man's respect. If I asked the men you were with how they experienced you and what kind of girlfriend you were, they tell me what?
So I'm the eldest of 3, and
that has nothing to do with the question I just asked. You ain't dating your siblings.
Right. I'm a little bossy and can be a little feisty.
So in other words, you're disrespectful in relationships.
No, I'm not. Now I'm not. But
now you're not, but you're alone.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is very true.
So the woman who wants respect is disrespectful.
But listen, see, but that points to what I say too, how women project their issues onto men. They want from a man what they don't possess themselves. They want emotionally intelligent men. They want men who come to the table whole. They want men who have all their ducks in a row. Why? Because they don't have theirs in a row. They're lacking the things that they're expecting from men. And I think that is a horrible way to look for companionship and build. And that's something you shouldn't think that way if you're trying to build relationships. You're looking for everything that you're lacking in a man. You want him to come to the table whole, emotional intelligence, have his stuff together. He got his head on straight. He has no flaws. He can handle things because you want him to come in and handle you. I said it in a video. You want him to come in and be able to handle all of the stuff that you don't have. Now you got to ask yourself, why would an emotionally intelligent, sound man with values and a man who's worked hard to build himself up mentally, financially, emotionally, psychologically, however you want to think about it, why would he put himself in a position to have to deal with a toxic woman who has not worked on herself whatsoever in the name of entitlements? Because you are a woman and you got a vagina, you don't have to do any of those things, but you can just claim, you're good, and he has to come with all of this, and then you want him to deal with you? This is what they say. Oh, black men, why you should be able to deal with me. No, why does a person who's worked hard to build themselves up, put themselves in a position to almost trigger, old habits, old things that they've worked on to move forward, to get past? Why would they put themselves in a situation with a toxic woman that they got to deal with and fight with to try to get her on his page? Wouldn't you think that he would be settling, and that would trigger him to go backwards? That would not help him progress in his efforts, but it would regress him. Why would any sound person do that? Why would you want to work so hard to build yourself just to go back with a woman that you gotta try to go through all type of toxicity to try to get her to be on your level? That's too much work, and you've already worked on yourself. When she hasn't worked on herself, but in the name of entitlements, and just because she's a black woman at that, oh, you're supposed to put yourself in harm's way. You're supposed to neglect your progress and your work for somebody who just expect you to come in and have to do, who just expect everything from you. That is not conducive to healthy relationships, and that's not helping you when you worked hard on yourself. And she hasn't done anything. No, I don't think anybody should do that. Let's continue.
That's why I just call it straight down the middle as I see it.
I own that. I'll own that. Yes, I can definitely own that. And I think that's part of the reason why now I've realized how important it is for me to, you said agreeable, and I appreciate the term agreeable, but I think for me, in my mentality, it's more so about being a team.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Your way don't work.
Right.
No, it has not worked. That's true.
So why don't we just stop talking like at 44 you know how to do this?
Right.
How about that? Because
if she did, she wouldn't be on the show trying to figure it out. 44, you haven't figured it out? At that point, you should have been married with 3 kids, a house, and y'all should be all the way in, fully into a whole marriage. Like, it's not working, and they're still trying to push this narrative as if it does somehow works, and we see that it doesn't. There's so many examples of it not working, but they're still trying to push and force something that we clearly see isn't working because they don't want to do what's necessary for it to work. That's just the bottom line. Women are the ones who say they don't want to build a boo and all this kind of stuff because y'all done been ran through. You done messed with all the pookies and now you're on the flip side of that. Now you want a man at the finish line, and you haven't even worked on yourself enough to understand what that man will want. It's so, y'all, let me tell you something. They be like asking me, girl, you must get tired. Like, sometimes it's redundant. Like, sometimes I feel like I am saying the same thing over and over and over, which it is. It's just like, will somebody get it? That's all I'm hoping for. Maybe somebody will get it and make a difference and make a change. Make that change. And I gotta make a change today. Like, come on. Like, because it's just, it really doesn't make any sense, y'all. Let's continue.
Everything you've done is not working, and all the notions, do the opposite. How about that? Instead of piecemealing and parsing agreeable, why don't you try to be agreeable? Why don't you do what the 55-year-old lady did who called on my show the other night and said, normally I wouldn't listen to what you had to say, but I tried what you said, and she got a date out of it. I'm just saying, because I'm being matter of fact, because what you do, you have 4 decades of experience to show it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I got one hard, sobering question for you. Mm-hmm. How much more time do you think you got? On the dating scene.
Not a lot. And I live in Northern California, and my options have not been that great. And so it's been really tough to actually find.
What do you mean your options have not been that great? I see you in Zoom. What do you mean I haven't been that great?
So the men that I'm meeting through, now because of the pandemic, online, they're just not the quality.
Hear my womanly roar. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I mean, the men you're meeting online are a reflection of what?
Sound effects were funny.
We just don't have the same value system. We don't have the same vision for.
So you work in government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do decent for yourself?
Yes, I do.
Okay, why don't you reach into that wallet or that purse?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have seeing as though you don't have you don't have any kids, you don't have any dogs or cats or anything like that. Why don't you
I plan.
They don't require much. Why don't you reach in your purse and go hire a matchmaker?
So I've actually, a friend of mine did connect me to a matchmaker, but she was just starting out. So she said in the pandemic.
So in other words, you took the cheapest option possible.
Yes, that's true.
So you want a high quality man, but you want to be the cheapest. People, this is they set them up and I'm on them down because this is modern women. This is entitled.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the stuff I was talking about the other night. Modern women are dudes, delusional, ungrateful, denial, entitled, and selfish. You want to go to a free freaking app and expect to find Prince Charming. At 40-some-odd years old, you want to go find somebody who just put their shingle out to find this high value, high quality man, but you don't want to put but 50 cents into it. And I'm
That's a good point. You're right.
But how much longer do you think you have? Because you're going to be 50 just like that.
That's true. That's part of the reason why I'm on the show right now, because I realize the talk is clicking and the clock is ticking loud.
Well, my question is, why do you think so little of men?
You know, I don't think so little of them because I have some extraordinary male friends, but when it comes to personal relationships, no. Well, no, I do not.
Okay. When was the last time you had a romantic relationship?
It's been about 6 years.
Ooh,
since you've had sex?
No, not since I've had sex.
Oh.
That's what I was trying to say in a nice way.
Right. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's the mistake.
A committed relationship, 6 years, sex since about December of 2020.
At your age, you should be teaching young women how to do this stuff.
Oh my God, he's absolutely right. That's what I be saying. Like, come on, you can't. It's like she's at the time she was 44. I think he said she was 44. So apparently this is 2020. This lady probably now is about 50. And, you know, I wish there could have been updates on these people because they're not learning anything. They're not learning anything to teach the younger generation of women. So the younger women are coming up with this false delusional mindset as well. Like, they're not learning anything and they all just going to be delusional and lost together. That's what we're seeing. Oh, you know, you got to pay my bills and do all this bullshit that shouldn't be requirements for a man at all. But, you know, they're not learning. That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes. If you're doing something and you're not yielding the right outcomes, you're supposed to change the behavior. But a lot of them are not. They keep going with this idea of them being right and it's not working. And then they're just stuck there. And anything that you tell them of what they should be doing, they don't want to do it because it doesn't fit their narrative. Let's continue, y'all.
So when I ask you, why do you think so little of men? The way you're talking is though you just treat men like a convenience store.
Yeah.
This is why I say, gentlemen, cut women like this out of your life. Stop being their friends. And I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm saying if men were to stop giving you their non-sexual attention, meaning you can't call me to talk to me. You can't get me to come change your tire. The only way you can talk to me is if we're having sex. You ladies would figure out how to get along with a man. But because you can cobble together friendships with men. I mean, it's like I'll go get sex from this guy, and I'll get conversation from this guy, I'll get debate from this guy, and I'll get this from this guy. And
That's actually true.
And you're not learning anything about you. Hold on, let me get to this person in chat. So to the sister who's in the Bay Area. I'm talking to the sister that's in the Bay Area. What's your name, Christina?
Christina. Mm-hmm.
You guys are separated by roughly 20 years. Did you hear what she said?
No, I did not hear it.
All right. Okay. So you guys can't hear the same audio. Basically, I'm listening to a younger woman. Let me see if we can get you on the same audio. Oh, okay. Nobody can probably hear her. Say what you said again, Namir. Say what you said again. How do I pronounce your first name?
Nirmala.
There you go, Nirmala. You said that you don't think it's too much that women are asked to not be excessively opinionated, to not basically be 007s.
No, that seems pretty standard, pretty simple to do. It's
Christina, can you hear her now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So my question is, this young lady's 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they're seeing different or hearing different than a woman your age? Is because I got two women and you're coming at this from different places. Where do you think the disconnect?
I mean, I'll say for myself, after years of experience, there's a time and a place for my opinions. And is it worth it to really always go in and fight for a stance that might be just a moment in time? Now,
Nirmala,
if there's
Nirmala, where do you think would be a time and place for an opinion if you had it? Where do you think that would be?
If like my partner asks it of me, I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Out of the mouths of babes. Out of the mouths of babes. When we ask you, then we want to know. If we don't ask, we don't want to know. So, this was very helpful. Thank you, young lady. Do you want to get married? Nirmala?
Yes,
You want
I do.
children?
Yes, I do.
Sounds like you're on the right track.
Hopefully, I'm with somebody. I just hope that he's the right person.
Well, you need to have you need to have that conversation. We don't hope. If you know you want to be a wife and you did not go into this thing with the understanding that you only date men who are marriage minded, have the conversation.
Oh no, he wants to get married for sure.
Does he want to marry you though?
Oh yes.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
It's gonna be 2 years in September.
And how old is he?
He's 34.
Then, all right. Now I'm going to reel you back.
Yeah.
You're 11 years his junior. There's no way he should be with you for 2 years and then not put a ring on your finger and walked you down the aisle.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's not financially able to. Like he's.
You mean he can't afford $65 filing fee?
$65? Oh wait, no, okay. Well, yeah, he can. Okay.
Yeah, he can. Yeah. He can legally marry you. $65 for less than $100.
Okay.
Or are you saying that he cannot afford a wife?
He cannot afford a wife. No.
Then
he has a lot of debt.
Then I got to ask you, why are you dating a man for 2 years who cannot afford a wife?
I don't know. My feelings are in it, and I just.
Christina, you want to help her out? What do you think?
I'm really bad with cliches, but the commitment piece of it is where he's not necessarily trying to. How do you say?
So this is why this is why I talk to women, because I'm asking women to talk to one another and y'all dance around the issue. The man can't afford a wife, so he shouldn't be dealing with a woman who wants to be a wife at her age.
But I love you.
I don't care about your love. Love comes after respect, duty, and honor. I don't.
But we also, you know, if we really believe what she's saying, is it that he can't afford her, or maybe what is it that her expectations of what she what type of wedding she want? You know what I mean? Because a lot of women talk, but they leave stuff out. What if it's she wants an elaborate wedding? She wants something fancy, and he's not for. Maybe he's, you know, either he's trying to, you know, get the money for that. Maybe he can afford her. He just can't. Maybe he can't afford the type of wedding that she's looking for. See, me, I don't believe in these big fancy weddings. That's the thing. And a lot of women, when they want to get married, they want this elaborate stuff to show and tell for the people around you. I don't believe in that. I never have. I don't believe in this that it has to be this. Listen, if you got a man who's okay with that, and he got the finances, he want to marry you, and he want to do it, great. But I don't. That's not something that I think is important. I don't think these fancy, all, you know, expensive weddings are necessary. So if we believe what she's saying, you know, we could believe it or not believe. Maybe he can't afford the type of wedding that she wants. Maybe he would go to the justice of the peace and marry her, and they can afford a life together and build one together. But maybe he doesn't. He can't afford the superficial wedding that she may want. Because if a man wants to marry you, he gonna marry you. He'll go, you know, go down to the justice of the peace and get married you. He wants to do it. He gonna do it. And if you with a man that you claim wants to marry you and you want to marry him, it shouldn't matter how you get married. Just go get married. That way, that's your husband. You're his wife. So a lot of times women they leave out certain things. That's all I'm saying. Let's continue.
Love. What does love got to do with it? Love will have you broke eating cat food. You're dating a man who cannot afford to make you a wife. Sorry that you allowed your feelings to get into it. But I'm looking at it this way. You're wasting time and space for a man who would more likely be able to provide the things that you want, because if at 34 he can't provide because he's got a lot of debt. In hindsight, let's ask the hard question. In hindsight, if you knew then what you knew now, would you get into a relationship with him? Or then freaking leave out the front door?
I rebuke.
Leave. Or stay. But if you stay, here's what you can't do. You can't look up 3 years from now and you are going into
danger zone.
You can't look up 3 years from now and talk about you wasted 5 years of my youth and all men. Okay. So if you say what I'm saying,
it's my fault I'm here.
No, I'm just saying, going forward, you know he can't do it. So if you
but what if that changes soon? That's where the hope is. Like, I'm just hope.
See, this is the problem.
We have a plan.
Hope. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, we don't have a plan. He's supposed to have a plan.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right.
Hope. This is Disney. There's no way a man that is 11 years older than you should even be taking you out on a date unless he was going to be ready to provide for you.
That's true. Yes.
Did your father meet this man?
No, my father died in
If your father was alive, would he have approved you dating this man?
No.
Oh.
What else do we need to say, ma'am?
I know what I need to do, but it's hard to do it.
Welcome to being an adult.
This is my first boyfriend.
Welcome to that's the problem. He's a boyfriend, and but he's 34 years old. He's supposed to be a man, and that's the problem. I'm not judging him for not. I'm just saying he's not ready, and I'm not dogging him or anything else. But I'm saying you have a finite time frame, 18 to 30. Or 18 to 27 is your window. You have a biological window. Mm-hmm. And you're spending time with a man who cannot provide for what you're talking about. Let's get some
Yeah.
parameters. Is he in school?
He's in an apprenticeship program right now
For what?
for
For
construction.
what? For what?
Like a backhoe, like a big machine, those big machines in construction, and that finishes in June 25. And then he has also planned to go back to school in September.
Hold on. So he's getting a trade?
Yes.
Did this man go to college?
He went to college, but he didn't finish. So he plans to go back.
What does his resume look? What does his resume look like for the last 10 years?
Oh, so he came into this country. I live in Canada. He came into this country 10 years ago.
Okay.
So since then, school, and manual labor stuff and construction.
All right. So no disrespect, he's unskilled labor.
Sorry, I didn't quite
So
catch
no
that.
disrespect, he's unskilled labor. Unskilled labor. Competence gets compensated. He doesn't have a profession.
But he's working towards getting that. So
Okay. I've said it what I've said it again.
okay, yeah, never
Okay,
mind.
keep going
I
on
sound
this path.
stupid, I know. It's just when
Not stupid.
feelings are involved.
It's not stupid, but it's not the point you're being a child.
Yeah.
You're 23 years old and I'm not going to treat you like a child. You have sex with this man, yes?
Yes.
So you're running the risk of getting pregnant. And then once a baby gets into the picture, then you're screwed. I'm going to talk to you like you know that you need him. At your age, my grandmother was married and had her first kid. Stop acting like a little girl.
Okay.
This man, you may love him, but you already said it. If you knew then what you knew now, you wouldn't have got involved with him. You ladies need to learn how to walk away from dead-end situations because you'll be the same woman in 10 years saying men are trash.
No. Never.
Okay.
I don't know. This one here is tricky because I don't know if she's leaving something out. On one hand, he doesn't sound like a bum. I mean, am I tripping or what? I don't know. He seemed like he's doing something. He seems like he may be productive. So I don't know. This one is a little tricky. But what I'm saying is he hasn't committed to her. And they've been together, what she said, over 2 years, almost 3 years or whatever. I think that's probably the red flag. Like maybe he doesn't really want to marry her. Maybe he's with her, but he doesn't really want to marry her. But whether he's super unproductive or not, I can't tell. It doesn't. She said he has a trade. He's doing something. So maybe he just doesn't want to marry her. I don't know. I don't think he wants to marry her. I think she's hoping and holding out for that. But I don't think it's all about his finances and his career. He seems like he has something going for himself. He just probably don't want to marry her. That's it. She's a younger woman. He's with her. He's sleeping with her. He's getting everything that he wants from her. And he don't want that commitment part. That's what I think. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Let's continue. He is married, or he could be already married, child. This is what I'm saying. Is she thinking he gonna leave his wife? You'll be surprised the stuff that these ladies leave out. You're right. That man could be married already, and she waiting for him to leave the wife to be with her. Could be. Hit the like button, y'all. We got 101 people watching. We got 69 likes. Come on, the rest of y'all get the likes up now. Come on, what y'all doing? Come on, y'all twiddling y'all thumbs. Hit the like button. It's free to hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue. I don't know about this one, y'all. Let's continue.
Well, this is how it starts.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that.
I'll take
All right.
it. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, see, young woman doesn't have anybody to tell her to just be direct with her. See, you should be able to give her advice. In my opinion, women your age should be able to give her the advice, so I don't have to say these things. But
No, I agree with you.
But what I'm getting from you, and here's the sad part: many women your age are competing with her.
Yep, that's true.
She's your competition. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but I like a more sophisticated older man. I don't typically date younger men at all.
How much older are we talking about?
They either have to be my age or I'll go up to 10 years above my age.
I'm 52 years old, and I typically don't date women over 30.
Damn.
So I'm saying most men especially if they have something on the ball, they're skipping your generation and going down to
True.
women
That
that
is
have
true. I agree with you.
some quote unquote. One of my friends calls it magic, but it's possibility because.
Mhm.
And the thing is, I've talked about an executive wife. That's what women your age can tend to fall in. But you still got too much of this independent, strong, independent. You know.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman.
I mean, and that's fine. But I mean, and you know, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4.5".
Dress size?
10.
All right. See, guys in the chat room are like, oh, she's attractive. Okay, so you still have your looks going for you, but I mean, that's at 50. The reality at 50, you got to know at 50 it becomes an ugly situation.
But does that mean it's just impossible for me? Like, can I not get married at this stage in my life?
No, what it means is, and I'm just gonna be directly honest. When most men see women who are 50, they've already gone through the change, right? So that means she can't get pregnant, right?
Right, but most men at that age either have had kids or
You're not listening. Men are looking at consequenceless sex. No condom needed. Just go in there and shoot up the club. Cacao!
Oh my God.
No freezing eggs. Them jokers is dead. And then younger men are like, okay. And then, and sadly, a lot of women your age tend to start doing, you know, trying to get a Stella on. And then you date a younger guy, and there is no life in that.
Right.
So
yeah, being a cougar, you just a cougar. You know, the younger men don't. You know, it's just a good time. You just having a good time with him or whatever. He just happy he could, you know, sleep with a cougar or whatever, break off a cougar. But he don't. He know he can't have no kids with her. He don't want to marry her. She's too old. Like she's just to play around with it, have fun. That's the part. This is why when you see a lot of these women who are older out here dating, they always say the older men don't want them. We've watched, what's her name? We watched several of these older celebrity women talk about the younger guys, because you are a cougar to them. They want to see what it's like. That's all. They're not taking you seriously. They just playing. They having a good time with you, and that's it. There's no future in it. That's it. So if you're looking to think a man gonna marry you at that age, it's not really likely. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
That's true. That is true.
So it becomes, you know, a lot of sex, but at our age, I mean, it's gonna be, you know, it comes down to a practical choice. Hold on, I'm gonna get to this next person. I'm gonna get to you. Ed, come on back. See, okay. I've said this. I can foresee people in our age range. Give me 2 minutes, ecstasy. I can foresee people in our age range getting married and living separate. You 15 minutes away. You got your house. I got my house. We spend Monday, Wednesday nights together, and the weekends. Then I'm gonna go back home on Tuesday. I got Thursday at home by myself. We can choose to switch the days up, and even don't even have to be on the other side of town. You live in there's a secondary house, and there's this house. There's the pool house over here. Because the reality is, we spent most of our lives away from one another.
But then that's what you know. And of course, I don't agree with that. But you hear women saying that they want to get married. That we watched that lady on Kendra G talking about, oh, she want to get married, but she want to live in separate houses. Like, really, like that confused lady. She didn't know what she wanted. But what's the point of getting married if y'all gonna live separately? In my opinion, what's the point? Like living totally different houses. I don't think you should do it. I don't think you need to be with somebody if y'all gotta live separately, totally different houses. Nah, I think that's dumb. Let's continue.
We're gonna. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the majority of my relationships have been long distance.
Oh Lord have mercy. Even worse. Then you haven't had relationships because those are fake. Long distance relationships aren't real for anybody. Ecstasy. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
ecstasy. Then the names they be giving themselves, child.
I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me?
How are you? How are you?
Hi, and it's pronounced as Stacy. It's just spelled in Spanish.
It's Stacy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
All right. What do you got for me?
Okay, well, my situation is a little bit different.
All right.
I've been alone for 3 years. I'm an electrician and I'm a fashion designer. And I've been an electrician for 4 years now. And I've interacted with a lot of men in my field. And interact, I don't mean I've slept with them. I don't do that. I don't sleep with my coworkers or with anything like that. And it's mostly because how I hear them speak. I hear them speak about the women that they live with, about the baby moms, and I'm a baby mother myself.
Okay, so what's this?
children.
So what's this? Whoa! Huh?
I know.
Wow. How many different fathers?
Just one.
All right. Were you married?
No. And
Okay, so what is your situation? Give me the short version.
the thing is, I've been alone after I left the father of my children, and it's hard for me to picture myself just getting any less than how I feel about myself now. And it's not on the part where, I feel pity for myself. No, I know that I can do better. I know my potential.
I don't understand the question, ma'am. You're just talking. What is the problem?
Oh, well, I was referring to when you talked about women being what was the thing you said? Opinionated and being like, okay.
So how can you have 3 babies and not a husband?
I'm sorry, say that again?
How can you have 3 babies and not have a husband?
Well, it's because, like you said, I put myself in a situation and I try to change someone that didn't want to change himself.
Okay, but you still had 3 babies. You could have still
Exactly.
married. But
And
why
I
didn't
love
y'all
my
get?
children.
Well, why didn't
I
y'all
love
get?
my
I don't want to know. Why didn't y'all marry? Is what I'm asking.
It goes back to if you know now. But I mean,
If you know now, I mean, when you had the first one, what was different from having the first one, the second one, and the third one, and then the relationship was over? You had the first one out of wedlock. You knew that wasn't right. Whatever was happening in the relationship, I'm pretty sure you was, you realized certain things, and you went and you kept going. Like, that's the part. There's no accountability. You're not learning anything, and you just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. But then you want to your standards go higher the more mistakes you made. Where they do that at? Where your standards get higher and higher every time you make more mistakes. Instead of you being realistic and saying, "Damn, I messed up. I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to get my mind right. I'm gonna stop dating." Instead, they go forcefully into the dating scene and have super high expectations of a man when you done messed up big time. Like, you 3 kids, you didn't learn from the first one, the second one, then you had a third one, and now your standards go through the roof. What? Weird. Let's continue.
Are you in this country? Are you in this
neither
country?
was I. I'm sorry, say that again?
Are you in this country?
Yes, I am.
So, how old are you again?
30.
How old is your oldest?
He's 6.
How old is your youngest?
4.
Oh Lord.
4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
So, and you guys were together how long?
For 7 years.
Why didn't y'all get married? Is what I'm understanding. See,
It was straight out of high school.
I don't
and
care. You went straight to the maternity ward. Y'all, just tell the truth. Because I
We
did
have
not
respect
value
for
marriage.
each other.
Because I did not value marriage, and we were pretending and shacking up and playing house, and we didn't do things.
You know what it
natural way.
is, Mr.
I'm trying to
Samuel, to
ask.
tell you the truth, it was just the fact that I didn't have enough respect for him. And I didn't have enough respect for the relationship. And it's not that I cheated.
Well, you have baby. Wait. I'm pretty sure. Why would you don't have respect for him, but you go get knocked up by him 3 times? You have no respect for him, but you go give him 3 kids? What the hell? What? What? That's why I'm saying this is not. Let's continue.
Whoa! Whoa,
anything like
whoa,
that.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Don't make
And
no
I'm
sense.
being
No, no,
very
no, 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 no,
sincere
no,
with
no, no,
you.
no, 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 no,
He
no, no.
didn't cheat on
No,
me.
no,
Nothing
no,
like that.
no, 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 no.
We just were.
No, you're just talking. No. No.
She's still trying to
Look at her. She just.
girl, make it make sense, child. 'Cause
I'll make you famous.
You go, I'm gonna reward you 3 times. I don't have no respect for you, but here,
Exhibit A.
I'm gonna go risk my life and give you babies.
The opinionated, talkative, unnecessarily opinionated, messy. I don't have enough experience or respect for a relationship. Yet you shot out 3 babies for a dude. You gave a man the highest honor a woman can give a man. But then you're going to turn around and say, I didn't respect him enough to marry him.
That's foolish.
What kind of sense that made?
Don't make no sense at all. What the hell is exactly right? The hell?
Now, we can have a conversation, but
That
you
don't
can't
make
just
no
talk
sense.
over me.
That
That's not going to work. You can hear me.
Baby, you know how painful it is to have babies? That is painful. To push out a baby and multiple babies, that is contractions. Them damn contractions hurt. And you gonna go do that 3 times for somebody you don't respect? I mean, come on. You might as well say you didn't love him. You didn't give a damn. You just say, okay, here go the babies. I'm gonna give you babies. I'm gonna risk my life. I'm gonna put my life on the line for somebody I don't respect or nothing. 3 times. And go through all of that pain and all of that anguish for somebody you don't even respect. And I mean, like, that's just stupid. Let's continue.
Now, I got to ask you, when I hear a woman, I'm listening to your story, but when you insult a man, I'm going to ask, why the need to insult a man? You say you didn't have enough respect for him, but you had 1, 2, 3 babies back to back. That's showing the utmost respect for a man. You respected him enough to have 1 baby, 2 babies, 3 babies. But why didn't you respect him enough to want to share his last name since you've already commingled DNA?
Because
Oh, her feelings hurt.
after I had I wanted to. There was a ring, there was a date, everything was set. When I was pregnant with my second daughter, everything turned to crap. Everything turned to crap. And he gave me a choice if I wanted to be a mother or whether I wanted to be his woman.
What?
For the second child?
Mother or be his woman?
When you were pregnant with the second child, he gave you that ultimatum?
The last one.
When you were
That's
pregnant, you said after the second child, everything went to crap.
After I got pregnant with my second daughter.
Second daughter.
I have a son. My firstborn is a boy.
you said,
and then
you
I
said
have
your second
2
one. You said your second one. You meant
I
second
apologize.
daughter? Okay.
I
So
apologize.
after
I
you
must
got
have
pregnant with
misspoke.
your third child, your second daughter, he gave you an ultimatum. And the ultimatum was what?
Whether I wanted to take care of the children or let them get taken by the state.
What?
And that entails whether I wanted to leave him or if I wanted to stay with him.
So the father of your child wanted you to turn your children over to the state?
What?
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Why?
Why?
Right. Why?
He had a problem with substance abuse. And that's what I said in the beginning of our conversation. I
Alright.
thought I could change him, but that was completely my mistake. I
mean,
should have
I-
never done that.
well,
And that's
I
what leads.
understand substance abuse. I get. Okay. Is he getting any help?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in 4 years, in almost 4 years.
Are you in any kind of therapy?
I do go to therapy. And that's why I've been alone ever since I left him.
Are you still in therapy?
Yes,
Are you gainfully employed?
absolutely. I run 2 businesses. So I know how to keep myself busy.
Well, unfortunately, this situation and what what would you want as an outcome for your life? Do you want to be with somebody else in the future?
I do, because like I said, I have so much potential, and
Well,
I now
unfortunately, people aren't going to necessarily see your potential before they see this.
Right. And them kids. Right.
my
So-
3 children.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big deal, ma'am. You got a 4, 5, and 6-year-old by somebody you said is a substance abuser, and children have no relationship. They're going to have to deal. You wouldn't be looking for a boyfriend as much as you'd be looking for a stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody would have to come in and parent 3 children and I have sympathy for people with drug problems or alcohol problems because I've counseled folks like that. I get a lot of sympathy.
So
But
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that the world doesn't care.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, why does a man who's coming in need to take those kind of burdens on?
Absolutely. And that goes also back to what you were saying. Maybe I can try and be the perfect woman, and maybe I can just like you said, take my L and just do what, just do nothing and just be alone.
Well, just focus on raising your kids, taking care of your kids. Make sure you provide a good environment for your kids as best you can. That's what I would recommend. You don't go out here trying to date. Focus on your kids. Your kids are young, so they need your attention mostly when they're young. Focus on your kids. Stop trying to date. You messed that up, and it's unfortunate because once again, I do have I feel for people who have addiction and things of that nature, but you got to move on. Do what's best for your kids. Don't think, because it's going to be difficult for you to get in a relationship with somebody that's going to take you seriously with these young kids. And if you are a good mother to your kids and you're focused on that and you're, providing for them, she says she has businesses and stuff. That's all you can do at this point, and heal yourself. Go to therapy, get healing that you need, and get to the best place that you can be in life for your kids, to make sure your kids are good. Teach them to do better. And that's it. And if a man sees you and sees how you're with your kids and he okay with that, then, and if he wants to, try to be a part of your life and them kids' life, then let that happen like that. But you going out trying to date something, you're just gonna find yourself either pregnant again or back in a situation with an abusive person. And I don't think that's healthy for you or the kids. Let's continue.
I'm not gathering that you're, ma'am. I'm not gathering. Look, ma'am. I'm not gathering that you're really emotionally stable.
I mean,
I'm just going to be honest. I'm just telling you what I'm gathering. I'm not gathering that you.
Well, I'm nervous. Okay.
Okay. Nervous is one thing.
I am nervous.
I deal with nervous all the time, but you lack impulse control. I've had to mute you and tell you to stop many times. So it's not a matter of being nervous.
Oh Lord.
It's a matter of I'm not seeing that you really are out of process yet.
I said that I am.
Okay, that's what I said. And how long have you been in therapy?
I've been in therapy since 2017.
So that's 4 years. Are you on any kind of medication yourself?
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean absolutely? Okay, well then I would say it might be time to look at a different therapist, because you should graduate from therapy if there's nothing underlying wrong. But you may be nervous.
Well, it's not much of a therapy like
all right.
more than.
All right, you're starting to overtalk again.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying that's impulse control, man.
Impulse, I just.
All right, this is a bit much for tonight. I wish you the best. Unfortunately, ladies,
he said it was a bit
when
much.
you go out and make babies with a man, that's it. You can't really expect to get higher than your baby daddy, and especially when you come with 3, 4, and 5 baby back to back to back to back. You're not looking for a stepfather. You're looking for a sucker. So it's important that you choose who you choose to have your kids with. So now, I need to ask you a question, Miss Christine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any siblings? Any male siblings? Any brothers?
Yes, I have one.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Is he married?
Yes, he is.
Watching my show, has it surprised you what men are having to deal with on the dating scene?
No, it has not.
Really?
I mean,
It's interesting.
I will say that I do think so. My mother was Afro-Latina and an immigrant to this country, and she was Garufana and very
She was
outspoken.
what? She got plantain? What?
She was Garufana. They're the Africans that were brought to Central America during the diaspora. But anyways, so she's very outspoken. And I think in this day and age now, women are very much empowered to voice their opinions.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
Yeah, you're empowered. You're empowered to voice your opinion.
And to
Did I not make myself clear?
But are your opinions based in the things? See, when men voice their opinions, we have to be able to back it up with action.
Right.
True.
Okay? Women often talk about shit that you cannot do.
Exactly. A fact. That's a fact.
Meaning, how many times you sat around with a woman, I don't need no man to survive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need no man. Have you ever said that yourself?
At one point, yes, I did say that. But as I've gotten older now, I realize how much I do need a man and definitely yearn to be in a relationship and marriage for that matter.
But when I say that you need a man for survival, it's not, men aren't even optional for women. We are required for your survival. You know how many women that offends?
Have what? I'm sorry?
How many women that offends, meaning you
Yeah.
can't survive without us.
Yeah, they are highly offended
We
by
can
that.
survive without you. We just can't reproduce.
Yeah, women are highly, when I say highly, offended by that statement, by the fact that, women's, they don't like it. They don't like the idea that they need a man. They really don't. But what's funny about it is you are offended by by the idea that you need a man, but you still look to men to provide everything for you. This is once again, it's delulu and it's so stupid. You're walking around here saying, I don't need no man, baby. We do better. But then you turn right around and say, a man should do this for a woman. A man should do XYZ. A man should do this. He should do what he shouldn't do if you don't need him. Why would he be expected to do anything for you if you are saying you don't need him? You don't need him for survival. You don't need him to do for you. You could pay your own bills. You could buy your own cars. You could do this. So why is he still? Y'all should be saying, "Oh, leave these men alone." Women should be the main ones saying, "Leave these men alone, baby," because we don't need them. We got everything we need. We can pay our own bills. Let's stop expecting these men to do this. Look, you can take me out to lunch, or you can take me out to dinner. I got my half. You got yours, right? You got yours. Because if I'm not expecting you to do nothing for me, I'm pretty sure you're not expecting me to do anything for you, and it's cool. Why they don't take that approach? How is it that you don't need them? You're so adamant about you don't need them. You can do it all this by yourself, but then you turn around and expect him to pay all your bills, pay his bills, pay your meals, pay for this, pay for your rent. Are y'all okay? What the hell is going on? What the helly? Like, come on, it doesn't make any sense. You don't need him, but you have all the highest expectations for him in the world. Why would anybody say, if you say you don't need me, then I'm taking your word for it. You don't need me. Okay, cool. Peace. Adios. I'm good. I'm gone. You don't need me for nothing. Peace. See you later. Sayonara. Okay. You don't need me. You don't want me and you don't need me. So why would I be still standing there? Let's continue.
How we got here is opinions. So I'm going to say something that may be offensive to a lot of women, but I'm going to go there. You got nieces and nephews, right?
Yes, I do.
What age ranges?
The youngest is 12 and the oldest is 27.
Okay. So you watched the 27-year-old grow up.
Yes, I did.
And you also seen the 12-year-old. They got opinions too, don't they?
Sure do.
But don't you sit there and listen to their opinions? You got no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Because I got to get up here and go live in this grown world while you got an opinion. Oftentimes, that's how men think when they hear women. But it's impolite. It's impolitic. Are you comparing women to children? The great philosophers of our world have often done the same thing. It's even codified in one of the movies. My favorite movie, The Godfather. Women and children can. Men have to be responsible. Women and children can be reckless.
Right.
So it's not about necessarily having an opinion. It's about having an opinion based in reality and action. That's the problem that many men have with modern women's opinion. That it's just that, an opinion based in nothing other than a talking point.
But does that then mean, as we've been talking, that I just, because I remember I listened to one of your previous shows about settling and women hedging their bets for the next best man. But at the same time, at my age, my options are very limited because I waited so long.
Okay, you got to ask a question. You started 3 different thoughts.
And so I guess what I'm trying to ask is, at this stage of my life, does that mean because I'm not in a relationship, is it not possible for me to attract a quality man at this?
Well, it depends on what you mean by quality. Let's start with socioeconomic status. Are you over 6-figure earner?
I am.
Do you expect him to be over a 6-figure earner?
I bet she does.
Ideally, yes.
Then
Not
you automatically want the top 10% of men, and they don't want 44-year-old women.
That's the problem.
So the men you're talking about are extremely small, and they want something.
Yep.
And they generally want children and Lexi. And if one thing they want, and even if they don't want children, they want cooperation, something you've shown you don't have a track record of doing. And I'll give you a further example. Your long distance relationship further proved the point that you lack the ability to cooperate in a real relationship. Long distance relationships are not real. When was the last relationship you had with somebody who lived within 30 minutes of you?
We weren't in a committed relationship. It was more of a casual relationship.
Then it doesn't
and
count.
that was a year
doesn't-
ago.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
When was the last one where you were in a committed relationship?
In the same city. It has to have been at least 8-9 years ago.
All right. Well, those are your relationship muscles. They've atrophied. Now, it's not as though in the Bay Area there are not plenty of suitable men within 30 minutes from you. So the question really becomes, Kevin, are you saying where I'm at in life, do I have to settle? That's really what you want to ask, but you just don't want to ask it. You'd be fortunate to get an average man. They'd be settling for you. And that's what I need you ladies to start understanding.
He's right. He was right the whole time.
If every man got married, if every black man got married today who was marriageable age, all of them, including all the gays, there'd still be 2 million more black women. You outnumber us. See, this notion of settling has thrown you guys off to where you're all wanting the same small group of men.
Yep.
Who are like, okay, fine. But they got their pick. But they can only pick one. What man wants to be your second choice? What man wants to? Do you not think the men, if you were dating a man who was making $50,000 a year, do you not think he would know that you felt like you were settling for him?
Yeah, he would know.
And men would rather die alone than have a woman who settled. This is my point. Y'all are going to have to start reframing how you look at relationships. What is a man's value outside of his penis and his wallet?
Right.
I mean, at 44 years old, the value of a man has to be more than to you than a woman who's 20 years younger than you. You should have matured more to say a man who may not make as much money, but he may be learned, skilled. He may be able to teach me things, but I may make more money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're still going to play by the, hey, he has to be on my socioeconomic level, cool. That means you're going to have to compete with the women around him.
It makes sense, Mr. Samuels, rest in peace to him. It makes 100% sense. Yeah, it's just crazy. Entitled on the to the highest degree, y'all. It's just ridiculous. And I hear more and more of it. And I just be wanting to scream sometimes because I'm like, damn it, y'all missing the mark. Y'all really messing it up. You really don't know what you're doing. And you don't, you know, and you're so busy, you know, thinking that you're right and that you deserve and you feel and all of this stuff. And it's not really helping. It's really not. Y'all could do so much better. I say women have the power, but not in the way that they think. They're thinking it's empowerment to sleep around, and that's not benefiting you at all. But the power that you do have, you don't use it properly. And I think it's a part of the problem and the conditioning in our communities and the lack of willingness to be open-minded to something different than what you've been accustomed to. Even though you see what you've been taught and what you've been given is not helping, you're still trying to push and forge it ahead, and it's just not getting the community anywhere. And we are dealing with a bunch of subpar women who are conditioned and brainwashed to believe that they're the prize and that they're all tens and that they deserve a millionaire. And they're not seeing the outcomes of millionaire, you know, they're not getting the outcomes of millionaires. Then nobody is running to save you. Nobody's willing to take care of you. All you're doing is getting ran through and made to feel that's worth something. You know, made to feel like if a man will sleep with you and he hit your DMs that you're special and you're everything in 10 bags of chips, when you're absolutely not. When it comes to dating and building relationships and stable relationships, these men don't want y'all because y'all don't understand what it takes to be in a relationship, and you don't value men, and you don't see men as especially black men as anything worthy, but you have the highest expectations for them in the world. You want them to rise to the occasion when there's no reason for them to do so. You're not giving them anything that's worth something to want to do that in the first place. Like I said, a man that loves you and believes that he has a good woman and he has a woman that he wants and he cherishes, he knows he's going to cherish her. He's going to do everything in his power to do what he deems the right thing for a woman that he cares for, a woman that he believes is worth it. That's the woman that they marry, they support, they do what they need to do for this woman because this woman has something to offer. She's beneficial in ways that is beneficial to him and the overall package, the overall family. But if you're sitting here entitled with 3 kids by all these different men and you're ratchet but you're a woman and you got a vagina and now you're superficial and you expect all these things, these men ain't gonna take you seriously. They're gonna play that game with you, lie to you, tell you what you want to hear just to get some draws out of you. And if they can get that, they're gonna get that, then they're gonna ghost you, and then you're gonna be somewhere wondering why men ain't. All they do is go. No, they know what they're doing. They know you wasn't worth it. They know you wasn't really somebody that they could take seriously because of what you said, the way you speak, what comes out of your mouth, the stuff that you say, the entitlements that you have, the independent boss chick shit. That's what they hear you saying, and they've made their minds up and said, nah, she ain't for me. But you know what? I ain't gonna tell her that. We talked about this before. I'm gonna play her little game. I'm gonna get the draws, and then I'm gonna bounce because it ain't worth my time. That's all it was worth, and I'm pushing on. And y'all sitting back confused as hell, educated and confused at the same time, wondering what the hell happened. Your head spinning because you can't even comprehend what just happened to you. And then you sitting here guessing and wondering and feeling all at the same time. Why these niggas do this and oh my God, and listen, you didn't see them coming. You didn't realize that you are not what they want, and they've made it very clear because you're not listening. You're not listening to what men are saying. You've gone off of your own feelings and what you think and what you feel and what you deserve, and none of that matters. Because these men have already made their minds up about y'all and they're moving on, and y'all still sitting back looking like, what the hell happened? Confused, dumbfounded, and all that with all these high degrees.